All right, y'all. So this is Miss Harrison making a monochromatic value scale. So as you know, we did a regular value scale, which is the darkest to lightest or lightest to dark, and we just use regular pencil. But now we're going to be using colors. So I'm going to choose just, I don't know what color I'm going to choose yet. I think I'm going to choose blue. I'm going to do this in color pencil, and I'm also going to do this in crayon. So I'm going to choose my crayons really quickly so you just see the difference when it comes to making this. So I'm going to write it out first. Oop, my camera is moving. Sorry. Monochromatic. So mono just means one. Chroma or chromatic means color. Okay, so just breaking the word up. Monochromatic, beautiful word for one color or using one color. All right, so the same way that we made our value scale before, I'm just gonna very lightly draw this out. So remember our line quality and the pressure adding to our hand. Remember that you want to be super duper light when you're making this scale or making these lines, so that you're not making darker areas when you want to make some really, really light areas. So I'm just going to make 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to number them. 2, 3, 4, 5. The way I normally do it, the easiest way for me, is to always start with the darkest box first, so that I know what I am comparing all of my lighter points to. So what I mean by that is I'm going to color 5 in as dark as I can. All right. I'm shading, and I'm shading in a direction. So I'm going vertically, I'm going up and down, and I'm also going horizontally, going left to right. So remember our directional shading. All right. So now that box is completely full. So now we know this is the darkest point of our value scale. So nothing should be darker than this. Everything moving forward, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that should all be lighter. So you can either, we're going to either use 1 to be our lightest point, or we're going to use it to be like just white, okay? So I am going to start by, 1 is going to be my white block, okay? Because that is the lightest color that we can have, is white, because it's no chroma or no color. Okay, so now 2, I'm going to lightly shade that. I'm still doing directional shading, so now I'm doing diagonal shading, going at a slant. And I'm also going vertically and horizontally. So now that's super duper light, but you can see how number 5 is still the darkest color on this scale. So when you're drawing something, the same way that we would color in the shadows or the darkest points, take a face for example, how we color in the darkest area of our face, it would be the same thing but with blue, or the same thing with whatever color that you use. The same rules apply, it's just using a different color. So now we got 3 that's going to be darker than number 2. So you're just gradually going from light to dark. Again, it's the same rules that we used when we were doing regular pencil, and now I'm just doing it with color. And this is called a monochromatic value scale. And so now 4 is going to be darker, slightly darker, okay? It's not going to be as dark as 5, but it is going to be darker than 3. Don't be discouraged if you don't get this the first time. I've been practicing this for a long time, but you all have been really, really good with this, so I have no worries about that. All right. So now, that's that. Oh, my camera again. Yikes. Okay. Notice how it's gradually moving, again, from light to dark. So it started with white. Then we call this like a really, really super duper light blue. Then like a medium blue. 3 and 4 are normally like the middle colors, but really 3 is like that really middle in between light and dark. And 4 is a little bit darker, and then 5 is your darkest point. All right, great. So that's with our color pencil. So I'm gonna say colored pencil. Boom, there's that. Now I'm gonna use crayon. Because I know some of us have colored pencil. I feel like it's easier to do the monochromatic scale with a colored pencil because it's the same thing. It's just a colored version of a pencil, clearly. But I'm gonna use crayon too, just in case you don't have that, just so you can see that you can do it with both. So I'm gonna use crayon. Okay. I'm gonna do the same 5. 2, 3. Oh, I made these boxes kind of small. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And for 5, I'm gonna start by doing my directional shading. And directional shading, again, is just the direction that you're shading in. You know, sometimes we can go up and down like this, or left to right like this, and it's just, again, the proper word for it is just directional shading. So I'm gonna make this the darkest one. This is just brown crayon. Okay. Then I am going to start with box number 2. So this is just how I do it. You can go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do your 5. But I feel like it's easier to start by doing the darkest one first, because again, you have something to compare it to. You're not just guessing. All right, so I'm gonna do 2. So I'm leaving 1 blank, because again, that is our lightest color. I'm gonna do 2. And I'm just going in a diagonal direction. I'm also going in circles a little bit. I'm staying inside the lines, of course. And that would be our second step up, so it's like a little bit lighter in brown. Same thing, keeping your pressure super light. You want to make it like your hand is like a fluffy little cloud or fluffy little pillow. All right? And the darker that you want to go, you're adding a little bit more pressure to your hand, okay? So here's 3. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, yay. All right, cool. So there's 3, and then here's 4. 4 is gonna be darker than 3, lighter than 5. And normally that's the tricky one, because you can't do it too dark or it's gonna be 2 5s, or 2 level, you know, of the same ones. All right. So it's gonna be a little bit darker. Boom. All right, I'm gonna add some more to the bottom because that looks a little strange. Okay. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is in crayon. Okay. So the monochromatic scale you can do with any color you want. Again, this does not change, you know, based on the colors. It's just one color, okay? It's just going from light to dark with one color, okay? All right, cool. Thanks for watching.